This E3 coverage is brought to you by Ting, mobile that makes sense.
Hey guys, Tara here for Rev3 Games, and I have Martin Holtberg here with me. He is the head of communications and IP developer at Massive Entertainment. You guys have been working on The Division, which is a remarkable game, I think, for many reasons. The one that stuck out to me immediately was the fact that you guys have managed to perfectly recreate a very large portion of New York City. How big is this game, actually?
Well, it's a perfectly valid question. We're not going to give specifics on the exact size, but like you said, we are trying to stay as faithful as we can to the New York we're recreating. And the intent of the game is to be a game that goes on living for a very long time. It will be expanded upon as well as it goes on, so it's going to be huge.
It seems like there are a lot of parts of the game that where the environments influence maybe like the story in the game. Can you expand on those a little bit?
Yes, I mean obviously the environment is very important for us. We selected New York for a reason. It's a setting that's familiar to a lot of people, even if they're American or not. And the main theme of the game is the fragility of society. So actually the environment tells a lot of the story we want to tell about how society breaks down and how it affects us regular people when that happens.
Yeah, that and the holographic projections that you guys have on screen, how much of a part of the game are those going to be?
Well, obviously what we showed at this E3 was something we call Echo, which is the feature where it rendered in points an event in time. And that's a feature that the technology the agents makes possible. They collect the data from cameras or cell phones in the area and it projects an image for them. But the entire setup around this is of course very important for the player and for the agent, because it allows the agent to function in a world where we no longer have the systems we rely on.
So I noticed in the demo there was one person playing on console and one person playing on a tablet. How exactly is that going to figure into the game?
Okay, so when you play you can be up to 4 people in co-op. So you play either alone or with up to 3 friends, 4 in total. And you can have a 5th player join in who controls through a tablet a drone that accompanies this group or you alone as you move through the world. And he can support you in different ways using the drone, providing either passive support or active support by attacking targets that attack you.
So they can't actually perform any combat, they can just sort of target?
Oh yeah, they can engage as well. They can engage targets, for sure.
Very cool. I noticed in the demo that I saw that they have, the city has these bases of operations, and I've noticed it's very similar to a mechanic that a lot of Ubisoft games have now, where you sort of defeat these areas of the map and then it opens up missions and stuff. Is that, how is that going to be in this game, and was that a decision that you guys made, or was it something that you just sort of had to abide by?
It's definitely a decision from our behalf. The entire point of the game is to take back New York. And the only way to actually do that, and this is based on research, is to try to re-establish the infrastructure that's been lost in society. And to do that you need some sort of base of operations to manage the logistics, to manage the people that you need to get the city back on track. So it's very much our own decision, and it's integral to the end purpose of the game.
So obviously there's a lot of shooting bad guys in this game. What other kinds of missions are there, and will there be dynamic missions where you just stumble upon things in the city?
It's an open world RPG, so obviously you will be stumbling on a lot of stuff, and it's up to you if you want to engage it or not, or if you want to pursue that avenue. That's totally up to you. So yes, there's going to be a lot of side missions and a lot of things that go on that are directly related to this problem, and a lot of stuff that happened that had no direct connection to it, but still it's related to the chain of events that unfold.
Can you give us maybe an example of one of the side quests?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of the players' fantasy is obviously to upgrade their equipment, upgrade their gear. So a lot of the quests will be around how to obtain new equipment, for example, or how to improve your base of operations as well. So it's not a direct thing related to the main plot of the game, but it's something you choose to do to get an advantage as a player.
Well, let's talk about the weapons for a second, because in the demo that I saw, he has this watch, and that seems to be what controls all of his weapons and skills.
Yes, the watch, the smartwatch, is the agent's interface to his advanced equipment. So actually, it's the way it works is that it connects to contact lenses that allows him to have a display, pretty much augmented reality display. And his interaction interface is the watch, so that's what controls what he sees. And that's our interpretation or take on an inventory system, on skills management and all that other stuff that's needed in an RPG.
What is the most exciting weapon in the game to you?
Well, I'm a sucker for the Chris, the classic weapon that can be seen on a lot of the marketing material. It's just a personal preference, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome, well, I'm looking forward to this game very much. Do you guys have a release date yet?
It's going to be out in 2015.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, if you're enjoying our E3 coverage, you can support us by checking out Ting, a cell phone service provider where you only pay for what you use. 98% of people, that's a 9 followed by an 8, would save money by switching to Ting, sometimes hundreds of dollars a year. Here's what makes Ting different from your current plan. With Ting, you only ever pay for what you use, and so if you're like me and never use the actual phone part of your phone bill that month would be $0. Ting is also completely contract-free, which means no early termination fees, and Ting will even help you pay your network's early termination fees so you can make the switch over. They've even got a savings calculator to help you figure out exactly how much you'd save in just a couple of seconds. Support us by going to rev3games.ting.com and you'll get $25 in credit off your first bill or device.